if it weren't for Canelo Alvarez not fighting David Benavidez, I would say Canelo is a pretty stand-up guy. At least when it's not his fights in question. If he's talking about other people's fights, he generally gives, some pretty good feedback. That is the case for Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia. He says it's going to be a very hard fight for Ryan Garcia. Basically, Ryan got a lot of stuff going on. Keep it gangster, y'all. Keep it gangster. Keep it gangster, y'all. Keep it gangster. We're going to keep it gangster. Canelo keeping it gangster. Roll the clip.
I wish the very best to Ryan. I think he needs people who help him some way. No? But I think Ryan in the 100% would be 50-55. But right now, it's going to be hard for him. But I think Ryan in the 100% would be 50-55. But right now, it's going to be hard for him.
Wow. That was none other than Canelo Pede. You want Pede? I know that. Canelo Alvarez on the microphone. Now, Canelo's getting ready for a press conference with Jaime Munguia. As of me recording the video, the press conference has not yet happened. Canelo Alvarez, he was doing his promotional stuff, his BTS, behind the scenes stuff. And one of the topics that came up is none other than Ryan Garcia, who's making a lot of noise right now. I can't say that it's for the right reasons, but Ryan Garcia is definitely making a lot of noise. A lot of people are talking, a lot of people are typing, a lot of people are posting about Ryan Garcia. Bizarre rants, erratic behavior, on and off, like the emotions seem all over the place, crying, just different things. And some people, this behavior has led people to believe that Ryan is not fully preparing or ready for this upcoming Devin Haney fight. Champion, strong champion, undefeated fighter, finds a way to win. And Ryan Garcia's behavior, I don't think is helping. And I've said it, I don't think it's helping the fight, help sell the fight. Look at the ticket sales. I try to go to Ticketmaster, look at how many seats are available. Again, Ryan is attracting a completely different crowd who they're not here for boxing. A lot of them. It's not like this big overlap and crossover audience. He's attracting conspiracy theory pages and, pages with TikTok that they're trying to go viral off of like celeb gossip and conspiracies and what ifs and murder mysteries and all this type of stuff. They're not diehard boxing fans, patrons of the sport, patronizing the sport of boxing, buying tickets for the Barclays. So they might love what Ryan Garcia, because I see it. So many people are like, oh, keep going, Ryan. Show the elites. Yeah. But Ryan might get an elite ad whooping on April 20th at the hands of Devin Haney if he's not paying attention and really serious about his craft. Listen, I have been in boxing over 10 years. I'm the man. Best in the business, and it's not even close. And I'm here to tell you that in that square circle, boxing is, you have to really want to be here to be here. Like, you have to want to get punched in the face, or at least not want to, but be willing to get punched in the face to make your coin. That's a tough living. It's a very tough way to make your money. Like, think about all the tech gurus or podcasters. They have clarity of mind and speech. Then you look at boxers who gave us famous wars, and some of them are like sound punchy. They have associated health concerns or issues, like Muhammad Ali had the shakes, or Freddie Roach, famed fighter, but more famous for his training, and he has Parkinson's. Like, this is really serious stuff. Boxing is a vicious and brutal sport, and fans will turn on you, which makes it even more brutal, because when you start losing, if that happens in your career, you start losing bad, then the fans that you were selling out shows at Madison Square Garden and on pay-per-view, they start to go on to the next person, the younger person, the person who's doing better for themselves. So boxing is definitely one of them ones. It's a one-on-one sport in that it's not a team sport, right? Like even like arm wrestling. Let's say arm wrestling, because I'm trying to think of a sport that doesn't have a team. So we'll say something like arm wrestling. What's the worst that can happen in arm wrestling? Typically, maybe you break your arm. And I'm not saying that's good, because obviously that's not. Remember Over the Top with Stallone? Right? At best, you snap your arm. Or not best, but like worst case scenario, that's probably what happens. And I don't even know like any professional arm wrestling competitions where you're going to make the type of money and it's going to be seen by millions the bigger the event gets, right? Boxing, you think about the what's the worst, absolute worst that can happen? Death. You can literally no longer be on this world in the physical form from boxing, you know? And then less severe, but very bad, is you can have permanent health issues or get knocked out in front of millions. I mean, we're just talking about the highest of stakes. Nobody wants to get knocked out on camera and the world, millions of people seen it. So, you know, Ryan just seems very distracted, and I've said that. For that reason, I'm not even making a prediction for the fight, because I'm kind of off it. I just want to watch the fight as a civilian, not as a boxing reporter, not as a YouTuber, vlogger, whatever y'all want to call me. Doesn't matter. The pay is still the same. You know, some people say, and it's funny because people get caught up in these words. They say, oh, Ego, you're not a reporter. Or whatever. Whatever y'all want to call me, I'm not making a fight prediction, because I don't know if Ryan's even taking it serious. And I agree wholeheartedly with Canelo Alvarez. I think at his best, this is a good fight. At his best, the fight, I don't know, 50-50. That's what Canelo said. And the reason why Canelo's opinion matters in this case, one, he's a fighter and he's an elite fighter, but he's had Ryan in his gym. So I feel like Canelo knows a bit more about Ryan than the average person. Despite being in the gym together, keep in mind it was Canelo Alvarez who had previously had some issues with Ryan Garcia, and the two were publicly going at each other. Says months prior to the breakup, Canelo Alvarez questioned Ryan Garcia's dedication and discipline to the sport while Ryan Garcia was dealing with mental health issues and a hand injury. Ryan Garcia attributed his departure from Team Canelo due to the fact that Eddie Reynoso could not be 100% committed to training him. So these issues have been lingering with Ryan Garcia. So for me, I'm not doing no fight prediction, because it's really kind of hard to see where Ryan Garcia's head is at with all this radical behavior, just jumping around and seeming like posting some things where he looks like he's taking it serious and looks sharper. There's still some flaws, but sharper. And then posting other things where it looks like he's completely unserious about boxing. We'll just say that, right? And totally distracted, drinking alcohol on camera. I don't know what that's about, and I don't know how to even take that seriously. So I agree with Canelo Alvarez. And again, Canelo's not perfect. See, one thing that I do amazingly well that a lot of boxing fans, because they're too emotional and a lot of them are beta males, what they have a problem with is they'll be like, shut up, Canelo, fight David Benavidez, which literally has nothing to do with this video. Of course, I want to see David Benavidez versus Canelo. But despite that, doesn't mean Canelo can't be cooking with a completely different subject matter. But a lot of boxing fans, they don't look at it like that. They look at it like, because the Benavidez situation exists with Canelo and he's fighting Munguia instead of Benavidez, then anything he says, their mind just reverts back to that. Canelo is telling the truth here. He has always questioned Ryan Garcia's dedication and discipline to the sport. Canelo Alvarez should know because they were in the same gym. And he basically said Ryan would pull up and he would do photo shoots. So now you hear in this today's interview from Canelo Alvarez, him and Ryan have squashed the beef from what I've heard, and there's no issues there. The stuff that he said was in the past. He said, I wish him the best, and at his best, if he's 100% focused, locked in, right, that's a 50-50 fight with Devin Haney. But he's saying, as you know, with all the stuff, I'm sure he gets an overflow. Canelo's a multimillionaire, so he's probably not sitting up on social media watching everybody else's moves. But he has Ryan's behavior has been so bizarre and erratic at times recently that it's gotten a lot of attention and press. So he has to have heard about it. As someone in his old gym, you know, somebody might have mentioned it, like, hey, look at this, check out what Ryan's doing, you know, things like that. So Canelo is probably aware of what's going on to some degree with Ryan Garcia, and he's telling you himself that at his best it's a 50-50 fight, and a distracted version of him is going to be hard. And I respect that, because he could easily, a lot of people see Canelo is like, he's like a made man, meaning he got what he needed out of boxing. Like, he's making a lot of money, so he's well situated. So the better you are financially and the more like situated you are, it's harder to you don't have to like sugarcoat things and walk on eggshells. And I think Canelo realizes, like, I'm Canelo Alvarez, I can say what I truly feel. Unfortunately, there's a lot of lesser boxers who haven't reached the levels of wealth that Canelo has, so they try to be peacekeeper and people pleasers, and their commentary is just terrible. It's exceptionally biased. They won't keep it real. So I can actually respect Canelo for keeping it real. He could just, you know, play the politically correct game and be like, me and Ryan are cool, I'm not going to keep it real in this instance. But he don't care. He's going to keep it real. And he's saying that this is a tough fight for Ryan due to all the stuff he has going on, which ironically is what your man Ego said to y'all. So it's really a hard fight to gauge. Like, I really believe that no matter what happens on April 20th in the fight, Ryan has effectively unsold the fight. Go look at the ticket sales. He has unsold the fight. If he would have did half of what he did, like the crying and the drinking on camera and all that type of stuff, then I think people would be fully into this fight, fully giving him a shot, at least with his speed and power. But going down the path that he went, I think it's just created confusion, and it's left people with more like concerns for really his well-being, his level of focus, and it mirrored a lot of what was already out about Ryan Garcia, which makes it a tougher sell. Canelo previously questioned his discipline, his dedication. You had people like Bryce Hall, who says he has like a gambling and drinking problem and he's in debt, so he's only taking the hard fights now with Tank and fights with Devin Haney because he wants to get cashed out basically, and he needs the money to pay back the debts. We've heard about stories like this. I just read that they said Bruno Mars, the singer, has a 50 million tab or debt with the MGM casinos in Vegas. I don't know how true that is, but we know gambling and debts exist, and some people don't know when to shut it off. So I think Ryan's behavior did not do a good job of dispelling prior preconceived notions about him, right? Some people said he had mental health issues, or, you know, he said he had depression and anxiety. So how you were acting, whether it's a troll or it's real, because some people are just like, oh, he's promoting, he's trolling, whatever you're doing, whatever Ryan has been doing. Again, I stand on that. I don't think it's been helping the fight, because it kind of fed into all of these preconceived notions. Like, is Ryan tapped in? Is he disciplined? I mean, Ryan has went through how many trainers? 10 Goose. You know, he was with Joe Goosen. He was with Eddie Reynoso, probably his dad, right? Now he's with Derek James. I personally don't like that when fighters Chad Dawson, Anthony Joshua, when they bounce around from trainer to trainer in their career, especially a young career. At least by the time like De La Hoya was bouncing around trainer to trainer and getting with Nacho Beristain or Floyd, he already had like a illustrious career. Same thing with Joshua. He stuck as long as he could with Rob McCracken. Rob McCracken, meet with me, Smad. Like he had stayed with him for a while, and then after he started switching to Robert Garcia and Derek James and now Ben Davison. You know what I mean? So he had really established his career before he started doing that. Ryan is still 25, 26, very young, and he's been through all these trainers. So I think that's a bit concerning for Ryan Garcia and his behavior, whether it's a troll, whether it's serious and he needs help, I don't know. But at the end of the day, it doesn't help the fight, in my opinion, when you're doing all these things and making people uncertain of if you should be cleared to fight. And I know it's not just me, because Canelo is saying it's going to be a hard fight and he needs people that are in his corner to help him. So that doesn't sound good. The fact that Ryan has admitted on camera that the commission was trying to do a mental wellness check or a mental evaluation on him only, further illustrates my point. So I think Ryan Garcia, whatever reason he promoted this fight, because he didn't do the Gervonta Davis fight like this, with all the antics and, do a million Twitter X spaces. He wasn't doing all of that, but he decided it for this particular fight for whatever reason. We'll see how it all plays out. But even his ex-homie and gym mate, Canelo Alvarez, is admitting this is going to be a tall order to win with all the stuff and distractions he got going on. So it sounds like Canelo's confidence is rather low for Ryan Garcia. Can he shock the world? I guess we'll see April 20th.